Hi, my name is Stacy with Families for Financial Freedom, and in this video I'm going to talk about 13 top tips for weight loss on a budget. If you are looking to save money as you work toward your weight loss goals, then this video is for you. The first tip that I want to talk about, or the first thing that I want to talk about when it comes to weight loss on a budget, is to understand what it takes to lose a pound. Now this is pretty basic information, but up until 10 years ago, I had no clue about this, and so I know that there might be some people out there who this information is really helpful for and new for. So if you want to lose a pound, if you want to burn 1 pound, then you need to, or if you want to lose 1 pound, then you need to burn 3,500 more calories than you consume. And if you want to lose 2 pounds, of course, then you would need to burn 7,000 more calories than you consume. So in a week, if you want to lose 1 pound and you want to burn 3,500 calories, then that math is pretty easy. You need to burn 500 more calories every day than you consume. So if you normally consume, for example, 1,500 calories in a day, then you would need to burn 2,000 through your body's normal, your normal calories that your body burns, and then by adding exercise to that. My second tip for losing weight on a budget is to then figure out how much weight you want to lose and how quickly you want to lose it. So if you want to lose, for example, 10 pounds, and you want to lose 1 pound per week, then you would need to, on average, consume, again, 500 calories per day less than you burn. So if you normally burn 1,500 calories and you wanted to burn 2,000 calories, then you would need to burn through exercise an additional 500 calories. A third tip for how to lose weight on a budget, and a best practice according to nutritionists for those who want to lose weight and to maintain, even more important, who want to maintain a healthy weight, is to have a food journal and to write down in your food journal all of the food that you eat in a day, and as well as how many calories you consume in a day. So you would write down, for example, after breakfast, you would write down the items that you ate for breakfast and how many calories they have. Then if you have any snacks, write those down. Do the same thing for lunch and for dinner, and any beverages that you consume that have calories, you would write those down as well. And not only do you, in that way, have a record of the number of calories that you eat in a day, but you also have a record of, for example, maybe you ate something not because you were hungry, but because you had some kind of a trigger that made you just maybe have a craving, or maybe you got stressed, or maybe you got upset. And by food journaling, you can figure out some of those emotional reasons for eating as well. So it's not just only to record calories, but it's also to get a better understanding of why you eat, when you eat, what you eat, food habits, things like that. If you want to, you can definitely go digital as far as counting calories. If you there are several websites where you can count calories, such as CalorieKing.com and MyFitnessPal.com, but you can also just Google calories in a Gala apple, or calories in a cup of cottage cheese, or calories in a quarter pound of chicken breast, things like that, and you'll get the results right there. You don't even have to go to a particular website for most things. But figuring out, especially when you're trying to lose weight, though, that the number of calories in all of the food that you eat is a crucial part of being able to have effective weight loss, and it's an important part of weight loss on a budget as well, because doing so is free. All of those tools that I mentioned, those online tools, websites, they are free. A fourth tip for weight loss on a budget is to have in your home a piece of exercise equipment. You don't have to spend a lot of money on it. You can get a treadmill used, a good treadmill, for a couple of $100. Even if you want kind of a nicer one with an incline so that you burn more calories, you can get a decent incline treadmill that goes up to 12% incline for $300 or $400 off of Amazon. You can get one with a really great incline of 30 or 40% that will really help you burn more calories even with just walking, for $800, right around that range, or $1,000 new on Amazon. Cheaper, of course, if you can find them used on Craigslist or your local classifieds. But having a piece of equipment is another one of those best practices that they found for being able to lose weight and maintain weight, because when you have exercise equipment in your home, you don't have to go to the extra effort to get ready, leave your house, go to the gym. You're just more likely to be successful if you have that equipment right there and you can go whenever you want to, whenever it's most convenient, in the morning or in the evening. You don't have to plan as much around your schedule to be able to take time and go to the gym and drive there and then shower afterward and all that kind of thing. If you are not able to have a piece of exercise equipment in your home, if your home really is too small, if you're in a small apartment or you're in a small home and there's really isn't a place to have a piece of exercise equipment, then you can do exercises for free in your home, such as aerobics. You could do Pilates, you could do Zumba or aerobics just by watching videos, or Netflix or YouTube. You can also go running outside if the weather is decent. If it's not, if it's cold, you can bundle up. But for a lot of the year, you can run outside when it's pretty comfortable weather, and that's actually my exercise of choice, is to run outside when the weather is decent, and sometimes when the weather's not decent. But having an exercise that you can do that's readily available is a great way to help ensure that you stick to your goal of working to lose weight. The easier you can make your weight loss journey, the more likely you are to be successful. And a third best practice that they have found for being able to lose weight and to maintain your weight loss is to weigh yourself regularly. Now, if you are trying to lose weight rather than just maintain your weight, you may not want to weigh yourself every day like they suggest for maintaining your weight. But if you weigh yourself a couple of times a week, or a few times a week, or even just once a week, that's an important part of just making sure that you're progressing in your weight loss like you want to be. Of course, there are going to be plateaus. Of course, there are going to be days where you don't lose any weight, or where you may even gain just a little bit of weight, just because of natural fluctuation in how much water you drink or things like that. But you should see over time, of course, a general downward trend, and by weighing yourself regularly, even if it's just once a week or a couple of times a week, you can make sure that you're on track and working towards your weight loss goal. Another tip, particularly for weight loss on a budget, if you want to save money while you're working to lose weight, is to lose weight the old-fashioned way by eating fewer calories than you consume, and trying to eat a balanced, low-calorie diet, and avoiding, this is step 6, is to avoid special diet plans and diet programs with specialty foods that you have to eat, or the shakes and things like that. They can be effective. They can make things pretty simple when the meal is all figured out for you, and they have meal plans, and you just buy the food, and it comes to you in nice little boxes or packages, and you just eat it. But it's a very expensive way to go, and so if you are trying to lose weight on a budget, then a much less expensive way is to eat low-cost, low-calorie foods that you get from your grocery store, and not to follow a particular specialty diet or weight loss plan. A seventh tip for losing weight on a budget, weight loss on a budget, is to, similar to not following or participating in specialty diet plans or programs if you want to save money, is also to avoid fad diet. Not only so that you can save weight, but just because after you get off of the diet, when you're no longer eating the same kinds of foods, when you go back to eating your regular food, then it's very likely that the weight will come back on. So, so the Atkins diet from a couple of decades ago, or the HCG diet, diets like that aren't necessarily sustainable long term, you want to try and avoid those. And if you do decide to do a specialty diet, such as the keto diet that's pretty popular right now, make sure that you talk to your doctor first and find out if that's what would be best for your overall. Another easy and important and simple tip for weight loss on a budget is to drink plenty of water. Your body can actually sometimes give you feelings of hunger when it's thirsty. If you are dehydrated, you're not getting adequate water, your body, in an attempt to get better hydrated, can actually give you signals that you're hungry when really, in fact, you are thirsty. So make sure that you drink plenty of water. This will help you to be able to have the energy you need, and it will also, by drinking adequate water, you won't feel hungry because of an empty stomach. A ninth tip for weight loss on a budget is to cut out sweets and sugary foods and junk food. And this is a pretty easy way to be able to save money while you're working to lose weight. It's not always the easiest thing to do. I like sweets too, but it is an easy way to save money, is to just don't buy all the cookies and the candy and the chocolates and candy bars and chips and all that kind of stuff. You'll save a lot of calories that way, empty calories that have no nutritional value or very little nutritional value, and you'll also, of course, be saving money as well by not buying those items, which are some of the most expensive food items that there are as far as cost. They are fairly expensive, the convenience, or the junk foods, sweets. And similarly, while you are trying to reach your weight loss goals, cut out alcohol and soda as well, which are also basically just empty calories. And if possible, cut out diet soda too. It won't, if you're drinking a 0-calorie soda, it's not going to add any calories, but it doesn't have any nutritional value generally, and in some cases, is not really good for you at all. Some diet drinks just really aren't very good for your health. So, if possible, drink water instead. That's a great option. Another tip for weight loss on a budget is to replace high-calorie foods, low nutrient foods, with low-calorie foods, such as vegetables, low-calorie, low-cost alternatives, such as fresh fruits and vegetables, and low-calorie, inexpensive meats, relatively inexpensive meats, such as chicken, things like that. Whole grains, you can get them for pretty cheap. Beans are a good choice because they will help you to feel fuller longer. Whole grains such as oatmeal, things like that are great options as well. They are both cheap and filling, and are fairly low in calories as well. Another way to save money when you are trying to lose weight is to buy fewer convenience foods. I know it's easy, it's helpful, it can be helpful when you're trying to lose weight to buy more packaged foods because the calories are right there. You can see right on the package that this prepackaged sandwich has 400 calories, or this snack bag of chips has 100 calories, or things like that. But when you buy, or this bowl of fruit, if it has the calories, maybe it has 200 calories. So it's convenient. It can make keeping track of your calories and counting your calories easier, but it comes at a pretty hefty price. Those convenience foods cost a lot more than just buying the food and preparing it yourself. And so if you are trying to, going for weight loss on a budget, then if you can, buy fewer convenience items, and if you do buy convenience items, buy them when they're on sale. You could find a great deal, you could find great sales on some of it, and in that case it might be an excellent way to go. But for regular priced items, when they are regular price, if you can, eat whole fruits and vegetables instead, and just again Google the number of calories in a cup or in an ounce, buy an inexpensive food scale, and do the measuring yourself, and you'll save a lot of money that way. And finally, tip number 13 for losing weight on a budget is to stick to your basic foods, to keep things simple for yourself. Keep your meal plan pretty simple, and you might just have a lot of foods that you eat pretty regularly while you are working to lose weight. Maybe generally you might only eat, repeat a meal once every couple of weeks or once a month, but while you're working to lose weight, if it makes things easier for yourself and it makes you more likely to succeed, then you might consider just eating the same foods more often. So maybe pick 2 or 3 of your favorite breakfast items that are low calorie and stick with them. A few different snacks, stick with them, and lunches, maybe make the same 2 or 3 low calorie salads or sandwiches, things like that. And for dinner, you might, instead of going a couple of weeks before you repeat a meal, you might eat, come up with 7 meal plans that are low calorie and repeat them every week. Or maybe even, if you can, to keep things simple, you might come up with only 4 items and then have either leftovers the other 3 nights of the week, or just repeat your meals. Whatever you can do to simplify your meal plans, simplify your meal preparation, your food preparation, and counting your calories and all that kind of thing, doing that is going to help you to be more successful in your weight loss journey. And if you can, give up a little bit of variety in your menu, in your food menu, while you're working to lose weight, especially if you're only doing it for a couple of months. If you've got 20 pounds to lose, or 10 or 15 pounds to lose, and you're going to do that in a couple of months, or 2 or 3 or 4 months, whatever, and you can, for that short period of time, have a little bit less variety in your food plans, and that will help to keep things easier on yourself, and make it so that you can both keep costs down by, redoing the same low-cost, low-calorie meals, but it'll also just save on time and